What's up, guys? How y'all doing? We're gonna get started in a couple minutes. I appreciate you coming through. I hope y'all Saturday is going good. You know what I'm saying? I'm excited about this topic I'm gonna talk about. I appreciate you guys coming through. Go down, hit the like button. You know, as you follow in or whatever. Come through. Appreciate it. What's up, Ort New Style TV? Shout out to you, man. I definitely appreciate you coming through. You know, shout out to you. Yeah, we're gonna get into this in a couple minutes. What's happening, guys? How y'all doing? Welcome to another Tech Talk. I'm your host, Josh from KeepItTechie. I definitely appreciate all you guys coming through. And today I wanted to talk about preparing for tech interviews. And this topic kind of came up because um, a while back, if you guys didn't know, I work on a government contract. And so government contracts are unstable, as far as knowing if you're gonna have a job or not, from the next day, or at least a year. You know what I'm saying? It may be stable for a year, but then, with government contracts, they a lot of times when they sign up or when a company wins a contract, you know what I'm saying? They it's normally like a set time, it'll say like a year or something, and then they have like option years after that. So the job is good, you know what I'm saying? And it's stable up to a point, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of times you run into situations where you don't know if you're gonna have a job or not the next year or not. So you constantly have to stay abreast of keeping your interview skills up, because you never know what's gonna happen. You can run into like I said, issues where, and let me start out by telling you a story. Like I was working in Afghanistan on a government contract, and this government contract, it was going out of date, or they were about to lose the contract. The current company I was working for, so that company, you know what I'm saying, where they basically open it up for other companies to bid on the contracts, and so. Um, the new company won the contract, but they a lot of times they tend to want to keep the same people because they already have the experience, but sometimes they don't. They cut positions, you know what I'm saying, especially if they, because a lot of the companies that bid on these contracts, they'll underbid, not understanding the work and the amount of money they paying the current employees. And so sometimes you accept that position, you know what I'm saying? You may lose money. Sometimes the money may go up. It all depends. It's always, up in the air, let me say that. So you always got to stay on top of looking for another job, because you don't want to be stuck out there, without another position, at least in your pocket, to where have a backup plan in case something happens like that. But yeah, I sent my, like, during that time, I the contract, they said it was gonna end. And like I said, I was in Afghanistan and it was the summertime. And so all my winter clothes was packed up. You know what I'm saying? And so I basically shipped it all back home because they said, "Oh, the contract's ending." And then right at the last minute, they renewed the contract. And so all my winter clothes gone. It was getting close to it being cold out there. And if you guys ain't know, in the desert, it does snow. It does get super cold. You know what I'm saying? So um it's it's I don't know, it's cold. So, and I'm sorry I got thrown off by some of the comments. I'm gonna recognize you guys in the chat that's coming through in a second, bro. I just wanted to finish this story without forgetting. But yeah, I sent all my clothes home, so I had to end up buying a whole bunch of clothes and getting this shit back over there, because it's harder to get things shipped, let's say from your house, back over there, going through the post office and all that stuff, versus just ordering it. So it was pretty much just cheaper to just order new clothes. So I had to get a whole bunch of winter clothes, for when winter came around, because they renewed the contract. So anyway, that's a quick story. And I just kind of wanted to explain that does happen in government contract. You know what I'm saying? It'll come down to the wire, you know, if the position is gonna renew or not. You know what I'm saying? It'll be like last minute they say, "Oh, we renewed the contract, but you're gonna get a 5% pay deduction, or it could be a 20% credit pay increase." You never know. You know what I'm saying? If that don't align with your personal financial goals, then you gotta find something else if especially if you're, tied to certain things that you got responsibilities that you gotta take care of. You know what I'm saying? Then you wanna put yourself in the best situation. So, with all that being said, that's why I wanted to do this tech talk, basically preparing for a tech interview because it's difficult nowadays, and if you don't stay on top of it, you know what I'm saying, you can easily get um, left out the market. You know what I'm saying, if you don't keep the skills up on interviewing and all that stuff. So but shout out to everybody that come through. I didn't expect many people to come through because um I know I typically do the interviews. I typically don't sit up here and do these things on my own. You know what I'm saying? Which I need to start doing more because um I started that whole interview thing just to, bring in different people to get different perspectives. I didn't want to, be the only one you guys hear from because I mean, I'm not that of a entertainment type of guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm not putting. I don't know. I it's kind of hard for me to hold people attention. You know what I'm saying? Especially talking about things that are tech related. It's kind of boring. In certain aspects. But you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just put myself out there and just start pushing and doing more solo tech streams so people can actually see what I'm really about and understand that what I'm talking about is legit. You know what I'm saying? And when I'm asking these questions, all these different people I interview, I kind of understand the answers, or I already kind of know the answers they gonna give based on my experience, because a lot of things line up, but a lot of things don't, because I've never worked in the position that they've worked in. If you get what I'm saying. But shout out to everybody that's coming through. Let me go on and give quick shout outs. Art New Style. What's up, man? Peace family. Glad you came through, in the beginning. You the first one in the chat. I appreciate it, man. Zero Therapy. Sup. What's up, bro? Anderson Tech Repair 79. Shout out to you. What's up, man? Professor Black Ops in the building. I might have to get you to come up, bro, so we can talk about this a little more too. But let me go through what I already prepared, you know what I'm saying? And then we can link up if you got time, whatever, man. Engineering Cannabis, salute to you. He says tech interviews are getting ridiculous. Yes. That's why you gotta stay on top of this stuff, man. They do rounds of interviews. It ain't just one interview, like back in the day, they'll interview you and then you'll find out a couple weeks later if you got the job or not. You know what I'm saying? Or a week later if you got the job or not. And they go through rounds, and I've been in those situations, so I'm gonna give some of my experiences and backgrounds with that as well. Zero Therapy, he says, I became a victim to my own biology. My hands sweat, shake, mouth goes dry, and even if I just went, I have to pee again as soon as it starts. Hey, and that has happened to me too, man. Like, I've bombed interviews. I'm not gonna sit here and say like I'm an expert. I'm still learning. You know what I'm saying? It's a constant thing that you have to keep on top of. You know what I'm saying? Um, I do the exact same thing. Like, I'm from the South, so the humidity and all that stuff. I don't know. My body is a little different. I'm always a little bit hotter than most people. You know what I'm saying? As far as the way my body feels. So I start sweating, you know what I'm saying? And so got to get the deodorant that prevents you from, sweating too much so that the people don't see that you're nervous and all that stuff. Yeah, it does happen, bro. You know what I'm saying? Kenny Conjo, salute to you, bro. Salute, homie. I'm glad you came through. I appreciate it. He said shout out to everybody here as well, so shout out to you, man, for coming through. But yeah, Professor Blackhouse, he says, I never seen those contracts go up. The new prime always underbids to win. Well, I actually have. It's interesting. Like, I've stated on my channel that I made like $225,000 a year. So it was like $250,000 a year. I made that on a re-up of a new contract. I don't know if it was a bid war, but the prices of the positions actually went up. But another thing about it, I think the way they did it was they picked positions that were the most important, and they took certain positions and put them under a subcontract and paid those guys a whole lot less. So I think the way they was able to get away with it, like certain people, got a big pay jump. It was because they were on the prime contract. I think that's what happened. But originally, the contract was just a regular prime contract with no subs on it. And so that's what happened in that situation. And that's how I jumped up to 220, whatever it was, 252, somewhere in there. Um, so that I have that one experience where it has went up, but a lot of the other experiences have went down. So I get you. You know what I'm saying? Um K Business Podcast. What's up, man? How you doing, bro? Shout out to the super sticker, man. Yeah. Hey, man, this is, an important topic for people, bro. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people have issues with this. And this is something we've talked about on what's the name of that? Um on the Hall of Game. We've talked about, interview processes a little bit. As well as over on the Black Brain Trust as well. So shout out to them guys. Kenny Conjo, salute to you, bro. I appreciate the super chat. Keep doing big things, bro. Salute to all IT professionals in all sectors of the profession. I'm out making moves. Yes, salute to you, bro. I know how it go, man. You know what I'm saying? This, trust me, if I had I don't know, another job or another position that took away from me doing things on this channel, you know what I'm saying, then that's what I have to do. You know what I'm saying? Because that's more important to me, actually excelling in the field, than, keep producing content as much as I can. You know what I'm saying? If I run out of time, it is what it is. It's nothing I can do. I didn't put out a lot of information for people, and hopefully it helps people, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying I'm leaving YouTube. I'm gonna do my best to stay around, you know what I'm saying, or keep this thing going, try to build it up as much as I can. But at the same time, my professional career is more important to me, you know. Engineering Cannabis, shout out to you, bro. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate he says government contracts are not that bad and the interviews are straightforward. Now, that's one thing else I was going to talk about. With government contracts, the interview process a little bit more, I would say, forgiving or lenient, the way they do things. I've done government contracts where they've interviewed me once. But it's a panel of people and they're listening to everything I'm saying and asking a whole bunch of questions, you know, based on your resume and all that stuff. So I have been in some that have done that, you know what I'm saying? That it's a little bit easier as far as the contract goes. IG Live, dope content, bro. Yeah, what's up, Trey? What's happening, man? What's happening? Shout out to you. Shore, what's up? How you doing? Shore Willie. Greetings, everyone. KeepItTechie. What's up? Gabe Bay, my man. What's happening, bro? What's up, bro? How you doing, bro? Salute to you, man. Make sure you guys check out Struggle Security because he is doing great things. He's putting out great content over there to help people get into the cybersecurity field. That's what he do. You know what I'm saying? Is awesome. He's actually, making impacts in the field. Let me say it that way. Like in the actual field. Like he's actually doing big things in the field. Let me just say that. But shout out to you, man. I appreciate the super chat and the love and everything, bro. I appreciate it. And we got some bots in here. The Russian bots coming after me, man. They're coming after me. But nah, seriously, let's hop into it. I think I spoke to everybody. Shout out to everybody that's in the clouds too. Just go down and hit the like button. You know what I'm saying? And we can get started with this. But so one of the things I wanted to talk about, or one of the actual topics is, or not the topic, but one of the tips I can give you guys is whenever you're looking for these jobs, you always want to look at the different tools and skills that are necessary for the role. And I know that's a, simple statement to say, but I'm gonna cover, let's see, a couple jobs. Let's go into a couple jobs right fast. So let me open up my browser, and I already have something else up, but I went through and searched on LinkedIn, found a couple jobs that I want to kind of show you guys. And so what you want to do is look for the tools and skills that are necessary for the job. So I just did a random search. I think I did cloud computing on this search on LinkedIn. And I just went with the first job that's up there. And so let's just read a little bit about it. It basically says we are looking for experienced AWS developer responsible for making our apps more scalable and reliable. We're currently running our services on EC2. So most of these companies put out the information that they're looking for, or what they're actually doing and what they're actually looking for, what skills you need. So that's a key word right there, or not a key word, but that's exactly what they're using. They say they're using an EC2 system. And now I'm not an AWS developer. I'm not going to sit here and talk like I understand it 100%, because I don't. I haven't worked with their cloud platform that much. I've worked with, GCP and Linode and other cloud platforms. So I'm assuming that's a virtual machine based on what I remember from a course I took a long time ago. So EC2. So that's one of the first things you want to look up. You know what I'm saying? And it says our development model needs an update. So basically, you want to go through here and pick out the most important things that they're actually looking for. And this is for all the jobs that you search for. You know what I'm saying? You want to go through and look at everything that they're using. And this is the whole purpose of a lab. If you have a home lab set up in AWS, you have AWS services, you can set up a lab and look at a lot of this stuff. Like they have a whole bunch of skills in here you want to actually cover. Like, so they're gonna most likely ask you about this stuff in the interview. Like for instance, this right here says Docker and Kubernetes. So that's something you want to look into as well. And right here, this is crazy. I'm starting to see this a lot in cloud positions. Good background in Linux, Unix administration. So, hey, check out my Linux course, that's free out here. That'll at least get you the basics, the understanding of Linux. And I also cover, a lot of commands that are using server administration as well. Not all of them, but most of this you need to know in order to do the administration work. As far as searching for files, moving files, editing files, and all that stuff I show you in the command line in the course. That's what you need to get the Linux and Unix administration. So basically what I'm saying is first diversify your background as much as you can based on what you're actually looking for. And when I look at jobs as well, like I go through everything that I see, like this is Docker, Kubernetes. So definitely want to brush up on Docker and Kubernetes, at least, understand it or read some documentation on it and get a good understanding of it. And then also, let's see, CloudWatch, going on looking at that. Prometheus, I've heard of that. And the Elk Stack, which is a logging system. I know that for sure. That's how they, log a lot of stuff. They using that Elk Stack. It's kind of like, how they say Lamp Stack, which is Linux, Apache, MySQL, and PHP. Well, Elk Stack, I can't remember what each one of those letters mean. And actually, while we're here, let's just look it up right fast. So Elk Stack, because I don't remember it exactly what it is. And they do have Docker containers. Yeah, Elasticsearch and Kibana. I'm not sure what the L means. I can't remember. I know it's got like a database backend or something. I don't know. Oh, here we go. Logstash. That's what it's called. So the Elk Stack is Elasticsearch, Kibana, Beats, and Logstash. So that's the stack right there. So let's go on and close that out. But you want to look into that, you know what I'm saying? And as well as, whatever else that they put in here. And just to click on something else, look at this. Cloud Engineer, Subway. So let's go through this one and see what they got in here. Um, let's see what else they're looking for, or what this company is actually looking for. And that's funny, is Subway. I didn't. I mean, they're obviously a business. They have a corporate, environment, or corporate, a main, business operation. So you may have to move to wherever they are. And I guess it's in Milford, Kentucky. No, not Kentucky. What did it? I'm I'm messed up. What the hell is CT? I can't remember what CT is. I feel crazy. Cincinnati. No, man, what is that? I feel crazy. Connecticut. Okay, all right, yeah, Connecticut. CT is Connecticut. But anyway, they have two open roles available. One for Azure. So one thing I wanted to talk about was my man. I was on, who was that? Citizen Lou. I was on his live stream, and we were talking about cloud platforms and how a lot of people, that you see out here, they're pushing, Amazon, but there are a lot of people that are using Azure. So you might want to start looking into that cloud platform as well. And so that's just some information out there, that you guys can easily look up. But I've seen articles where Azure has, actually, Citizen Loop shared the article on the screen, but it's Azure, I believe, took over as one of the biggest cloud platforms. I think um, uh, they stepped ahead of AWS a little bit, and I kind of predicted that a while back, because um, if you think about it, most organizations use Windows environments. So when you go to the cloud, why not just continue using a Windows environment? So I kind of figured that Azure would kind of overtake AWS a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Or it might be neck and neck. It's just AWS kind of started, beforehand. They basically created the game as far as cloud. But anyway, this is a level 3 cloud engineer, and you obviously have to have experience. So you want to look at the experience as well. But look at all the stuff that's in here: Terraform, Ansible. These are projects that you need to actually start looking into if you want to, you know, be knowledgeable in the interview process, because most of the time they're gonna ask you about all the stuff that they put in here. So this is a way to prepare for it. So that's why I say consider the tools, skills necessary for the role. This is what you want to do. You want to research the role as much as possible and get as much information and background about what they're looking for, and tailor your resume a little bit if you can, and then also research these tools if you've never heard of them before. I mean, obviously, you're not going to apply to something that you don't feel comfortable doing. You might not, want to do it, but look into it, and that may make you want to apply for the position, because you have a better understanding of what these applications are that they're using. You know what I'm saying? So just wanted to throw that in there. And yeah, you're right. Gabe Bay, elk equals Elasticsearch. Yeah, Logstash and Kibana. IG Live says, KeepItTechie. Do you also have a Python or Solidity course? No, I don't. That's something that I was gonna try to do a little later. I'm not 100% sure if I want to, cover Python, because I'm not a programmer, and that may take a lot of away from what I actually do in my real job. To sit here and learn 100% of Python to be proficient to teach you. You see what I'm saying? I already do a lot with Linux, and I'm still learning Linux. So I mean, it is something I could look into and do some short videos on Python. But it just wasn't nothing in the future. And speaking of that, let me just go down and write that down. It's something that I'll look into doing in the future as far as a class go. And then another thing about it, I'm actually working on a cloud course as well. So the cloud course kind of be like an entry, or it may cover a lot of what you'll see on the Cloud Plus, on the CompTIA Cloud Plus. And I'm currently working on taking that as well. You know what I'm saying? I took my Linux Plus, haven't got the results back yet because it was the beta. It was the beta course for, they finna release a new one in June. So they'll let me know at that point if I passed or fail. We will see. But D-Rock then, shout out to you, man. He says keep it up. I appreciate the support, man. I definitely do, bro. It's humbling. Engineering Cannabis, yeah, he says Chick-fil-A, Subway hire all tech folks for cyber cloud and data. Yes, you're right. Yeah, KeepItTechie, man. I forgot my coffee today. I got but I appreciate the support and the love, man. Coffee and Linux, I definitely appreciate it, man. So that kind of covers that thing I wanted to talk about right there, but also get you some books as well on those different topics. There's plenty of books out there. I'll share a resource in a description of the video. I do have a bunch of books that I could probably share. I'll share that out. But I'm not gonna do it at this moment because I have to log into my other account and I don't want to go through that. But at the moment while I'm live, but yeah, I do have a resource of a bunch of books on various topics. But search online. And then now the last thing I wanted to not the last thing, but the next thing I wanted to cover was practicing for the interview. That's something that's very important, when it comes to interviewing. You know what I'm saying? It's good to at least have a mentor. I always say that, find you a mentor, someone that can help you prepare for these types of positions. Preferably someone that's doing what you're trying to get into. You know what I'm saying? If they have been working in the field and they have the experience, try to find you a mentor that can help you, navigate the field as best as possible in order to get into it the best way possible, because they do have some insights, at the end of the day. So check them, just get you a mentor, man. It's money, even if you have to pay for it, find you someone that can help you. But practicing for the interview is very important. Just like what KeepItTechie says, soft skills and how to answer tech questions. Yes, that's definitely important. You wanna make sure you answer those questions, in the most technical way possible. And one of the things I found, and this was the first article I showed you guys, but it's basically the STAR method. So if you this is one of the methods I recommend people look into to help them navigate these job interviews. Like this article, let me drop it in the chat right fast, but make sure you guys check this out. But it says you're in a job interview and things are going well. You didn't get lost on your way to the office. You made some friendly small talk with the hiring manager and you're nailing your answers to the questions you've been asked. Just when you start thinking you have this in the bag, you hear the interviewer say, "Tell me about a time when," and it says your stomach drops. You rack your brain for something, anything. You can use an example. Yeah, anything you can use an example. You grasp for straws and finally stumble your way through an anecdote that only sort of satisfies the prompt. And this has happened to me multiple times. Yeah, and shout out to you, James. Yeah, story is huge with AWS. Yeah, definitely. But that has happened to me so many times, earlier in my career on job interviews. I've gotten that question, like, tell me a time where, X, Y, and Z has happened, and what did you do to mitigate it? And oh man, that just throws you off, man. Like, it's easy to talk about your background, especially if you're passionate about what you do. But thinking about times you have made mistake, most people when they make a mistake in a job or something, how no matter how minor it is, it's easily forgettable. You don't think about that stuff anymore. You know what I'm saying? You move on from it. You know what I'm saying? And you make changes in order to not make that mistake again. But a lot of times you'll forget those instances, which I have, but I've learned from it. I know what to do and what not to do in certain situations when it comes to, making mistakes in tech. And granted, we all make mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Don't be afraid, to make a mistake or whatever, but because we all have made mistakes in our career. But at the same time, a lot of times you forget about that stuff, especially if they ask you one of those questions: tell me a time where you made a mistake or something, or tell me a time where you've had to take charge, and different things like that. You want to remember that type of stuff and at least brainstorm before the interview and practice. That's part of the practicing process. You know what I'm saying? You want to practice, covering certain questions like that. And so that's what this STAR method is used for. It says, first of all, take comfort in the fact that we've all been there. These types of interview questions are tough to answer, but here's the good news: there's a strategy you can use to come up with a way more impressive with way more impressive answers to these dreaded questions. The STAR interview method. And just to break it down for you, these are the types of questions that you want to look out for. So that's what I mean. Kind of look at this and kind of see. And this is not the only way those questions will be asked, but these are some of the opening. It says telltale openings of these types of questions. Like, tell me about a time when XYZ, or what did you do when XYZ. Have you ever XYZ, and give me an example of when whatever, and describe something. Describe what happened in a certain situation. So yeah, you definitely want to kind of study and make sure you recognize these types of questions. And it says, thinking of a fitting example for your response is just the beginning. See, and that's the thing. Like I said, I've had to go through and write down a whole bunch of situations that have happened throughout my career, um, and then analyze what I did, and then analyze, or not analyze, but put together it into a format where I can easily remember it and say it in the best proper way, so the interviewee, or the interviewee can understand exactly what you're trying to tell them based on the questions that they ask. So that's something you want to do as well. And this is the STAR format right here. I meant to say this earlier, but this is what STAR means. So basically, STAR means situation, uh, then task. Well, let's start with the situation. It says, set the scene and give the necessary details of your example. So interesting right there. That's what you need to do. Then the task. So describe your responsibilities was in this situation. Action. Explain exactly what steps you took to address it, and then also results. So talk about the results and the outcome, and you want to do it in this format to make it easily digestible for the person that's interviewing you. So that's the whole purpose of this. That way your answer is clear and concise, and your follow and the interviewer can follow exactly what you did during this anecdotal experience that you're explaining to them. So it's definitely important. And then they do have some examples in here, so just check it out for yourself. I just wanted to put it out there, but they break down, the different areas. So find a suitable example, lay out the situation. They do have examples, and let's read one right here. In my previous digital marketing role, my company made the decision to focus primarily on email marketing and was looking to increase their list of email subscribers pretty aggressively. And then highlight the task. So you want to talk about your task. As an email marketing manager, my target was to increase our email list by at least 50%. So that's why I mean, you got to research the things you did and remember exactly what you did during that situation, your actual role, your task, things that tie to that specific situation. You know what I'm saying? And then share what you did to take action. Like right here with this example, I started by going back through our old blog posts and adding in content upgrades that incentivize email subscriptions, which immediately gave our list a boost. Next, I worked with the rest of the marketing team to plan and host webinars that required an email address to register, which funnels more interested users into our list. So yeah, I mean that's one of the important phases or important steps in this process, in this method. You're basically giving them the results of what actually happened. You know what I'm saying? Or not the results. This is not the results part. I'm sorry. The actions that you took. You want to be able to explain this in detail, exactly what you're doing, what you did to mitigate the issue or fix the issue in the most technical way possible, at least for the interview to understand exactly what you did and understand that you know what you're talking about when it comes to what you did to fix the issue. And also, specify if you had to leverage other teams. That's one of the things I try to do. I try to, if I did have to leverage another team in order, I throw that in there as well. So you know that they know that you work well with other people as well. So that's the way I look at it. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, I've been in situations where I have had to, leverage the finance department, in order to figure out, certain things about what I was trying to, uh, what I was trying to do to complete that action. And then the last thing, dish out the results. So basically, just explain exactly what happened, like what were the results of you fixing this issue. Like for instance, I work for a company, and they were doing like monthly close. Um, and if you know anything about finance, they do like a monthly close to close out certain things as far as the financials go. And so I was involved in that process, and I had to, during the close period, they ran a whole bunch of scripts, and those scripts took about 2 hours to actually go through the full process. And so after that, or after I saw that there was an issue with it, I basically researched the bottleneck where the scripts were actually slowing down, made changes to the scripts, reconfigured the server a little bit more, and I got that 2 hour script down to like 15 minutes or so. And so the monthly close process that improved upon the close process by shaving off an hour and a half of the script process, something to that effect. That's something you want, how you want to put the results of what you actually did. So I think you guys get it. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to harp on it too long. I just kind of wanted to at least put it out there so you guys know that this is a good way of actually doing interviews or answering those types of questions, and so that'll help you. All right, and shout out to a couple more people coming in the chat. I see a couple people. I was told you can draw from any life career experience to address STAR questions. Yes, you can, and that's based on my research. Like I said, I'm constantly learning this stuff. I'm not the best at interviews. I'm nowhere near the best at doing interviews. Um, but I can hold my own by leveraging my experience, based on the questions that are being asked of me. But this right here has greatly improved my interviewing skills. So that's why I wanted to share with you guys. Definitely. Let me see. I see a couple more chats. Kev Tech says, yeah, you can't hide a mistake, take ownership. Yeah, exactly. If it's something you broke by accident, it's a good learning lesson. Yes, definitely. That's so true. You know what I'm saying? You want to own it. And that's part of what I learned in the military. Well, not learned, but I always had integrity. But that's one of the Army values, and that's something that I've followed, that has followed me throughout my career as well. You know, those Army values. Integrity was a big thing for me. You know, you always want to have integrity. It makes you look. I mean, not make you look, but I'm just saying it's just doing something even when no one else is looking. You know what I'm saying? That's integrity. You know what I'm saying? And by telling the truth about a situation, I don't know, it's just more beneficial to you at the end of the day. So I always had an integrity, look into, being or adding that to your life is being having integrity in all situations, in all aspects of your life. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. First thing I do when I mess up is find a manager and let them know. Yes, that's one thing I've always done as well. So uh whenever I've ran into something, like that, I always let the supervisor know this is what I did, this is what I'm doing to fix it. And then fix it. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully it can be fixed, backups and all that stuff. Backups are important. Super duper, thanks for the super chat. He says, what other easy to learn books do you recommend for A plus, Network plus, Security plus? I currently had a gold books by Mayer. Now the gold books, they are good. Um, but there are some other tools out there, other books out there, that I don't know when it comes to A plus and Net plus, but I can recommend. I don't know if you've ever heard of Tech G, but he does have video courses going through everything for, A plus. I think he has Net Plus, and he's working on Security Plus now, releasing videos on Security Plus. So that's a good resource as well. And I know you asked about books, but I just wanted to throw another option out there for you. So the videos. Now, as far as A plus, I think, go straight to CompTIA. They do have resources there as well. So I would definitely check out their resources as well, and then look on Amazon, look at the reviews, because some books are outdated, you know what I'm saying, or they don't cover the latest version of the A plus. So look for the latest one, or one of the ones that's got the latest, exam number on it. Make sure you get that. You know what I'm saying? That'll give you the best chance, especially with A plus and Net plus. So just basically what I'm saying, super duper, is use all the resources that are out there, and not just specifically, those Mayer books, because I have one too. I got the one for the Linux Plus exam. I didn't use that, 100% to prepare for the exam. I had multiple books, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I did. And Gene, yeah, I'm not gonna drop the link on this one, but shout out to all y'all coming through. I don't typically do panels, but I definitely appreciate it. Coming through, man. First thing I do when I mess up, yeah. And then all right, cool. So that's pretty much all I wanted to cover. You know what I'm saying? Um, Hopefully this helps someone. I know I'm not the best at these live streams, whatever, but I just wanted to put out this information for anybody that, may need some help, but get out here, look into these jobs, see what exactly they're looking for, and then start researching that stuff and putting together labs, and all that good stuff, setting it up. And that's something that I do currently, you know what I'm saying? That's something, one of the reasons I started this channel was just to learn certain things, Linux related, but just looking at other technologies that can possibly help me, in the future. And I'm kind of glad I looked into Linux a long time ago, because it has definitely helped me throughout my career. So it's definitely important. But shout out to all you guys that donated. Shout out to all you guys that actually came through, you know what I'm saying, for this live stream, and I have a couple interviews lined up, and I think you guys will enjoy those interviews. They should, be interesting. You know what I'm saying? It's all tech related. You know what I'm saying? Um, so they'll definitely be great interviews. And I'm excited about them. I can't wait for them to come through and everything. So, and James, shout out to you. He says, glad I came across this chat. Dope work. I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. And KeepItTechie, shout out to you. And like I said, everybody that donated to the channel and all that stuff, I definitely appreciate it. It goes right back into the channel. That's something I try to do. Everything I do, I get from this, goes right back into the channel to try to help you guys or help whoever needs the help. That's the purpose of me doing this stuff. But shout out to everybody. I hope you guys have a wonderful Saturday. I'm finna go hit the range. But shout out to everybody. And you guys, you already know, man, you gotta keep it techie.